What's up everyone and welcome to another video. Today I got invited to the Basilisk Big Brain Bout to play a show match against Baby Marine, a 6k Terran player. Now initially I didn't really have a plan going into this match, I didn't know what builds I wanted to do, but then I came up with a pretty cool idea. I thought I should go back to the days of Terran School. For the people watching that have never heard of Terran School before, that's how this channel started. I only did guides, educational content, stuff like that at the start. Terran School was my main series. And I thought it'd be fun to test if those builds still work. Some of those are 4 or 5 years old by now. Some of them are a little more recent, like maybe 2022. And today I'm going to play 3 to 5 games. It's going to be a best of 5. And hopefully the Terran School builds will still prove their value to me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's begin. All right, game number 1 is going to be on ley lines. Now, what I did was I just looked through my Terran School playlist. There were a bunch of guides that were a little more general, such as how to beat mech with bio, how to beat bio with mech, stuff like that. And unless I missed one, which is very possible to be honest, there were 6 concrete builds, as you guys would have expected of me. Most of those are cheesy builds. I think I saw 4 builds that were particularly aggressive, and then 2 builds that were like a special kind of opener, but still macro. Actually, one of them was like super hardcore macro. That was the one that was called the winning TVT with low APM, I think it was. Now, I might do slightly different versions of those builds, just because there has been a better version found. The scariest thing in this video is going to be that I can't really remember all the patches, and like for you guys know that I remember a lot of games, right? Sometimes I can remember a random dude I played in a challenge 2 years ago. But what I can't really remember very well is all the patches, because a lot of time they changed, for example, the Cyclone, then they changed it back, and it's kind of hard to remember exactly what it was back then and what the impact is on my builds from back then if I would do them now, etc. So that's going to be the scariest part. For the first one, I'm going to do my first ever TVT guide, which was Terran School number 3. I love the names I gave those videos back then. This was the Transcendent TVT build, which might also be known as a Chinese build, if one of you guys happens to remember that name, which is basically a 1-1-1 expand, which is extremely rare to play, by the way. The reason why it was called the Chinese build is because I copied it from a Chinese Terran, back when WCS Americas was WCS the entire world, minus Europe and Korea, pretty much. See, my opponent's also playing double gas over here. Okay, I cut 2 out of gas, because that's standard, but I'm pretty sure I need to cut only 1 with this build, because I am going to go for a 1-1-1. And what I need to pay attention to is that my opponent's SCV actually left my side of the map. Okay, so he did leave, that is nice. So since I'm going to go for a starport on 1 base, I really can't afford the Reaper getting through. Which sometimes, I mean, you can't necessarily control. I mean, there's 1 Reaper to cover 2 entrance points, basically, right? If he attacks me at the front, he could also win. If he just out-micros me with the grenade, for example, he would get through, and that would be incredibly painful. Just gonna make sure I have vision everywhere in my main already by spreading the depots, and then the plan is basically to attack with 5 Reapers, 4 Hellions, and a Liberator. I think the build in that video is 4 Reaper 3 Hellion or something like this. I know it was a way different version. I'm pretty sure the difference was that it was without a reactor and it was gas first. I still do remember that. See, I'm on 24 SCVs, which I think is exactly what I need. Trying to keep my units out in front. Do I need another? Actually, I'm just going to make another depot just in case. I don't want to lose to like a supply block. That would be a little unfortunate. As you can tell, I should have mined that gas that I cut for a little bit longer. Or maybe I should have just cut 1 SCV even later. So I would mine with the full 6 on gas. That's also a possibility. Spreading my units like this so he can't get a scout off. Now, it really depends on what builds he plays, whether this is going to be good or not. If he plays like double Cyclone, for example, this is already going to be a lot weaker, but it is what it is. I'm committed to the build and we'll see how it's going to go. There's also a couple more subtle changes, like for example, Ravens being cheaper, but building faster. I mean, it just sounds like an advantage, but it changes the build, right? And you also have to get Interference Matrix now. Oh, I found Hellions, that's fantastic. Can I get both of those? Probably not. I see 2 Reapers are about to jump into my main base. So I'm gonna send... Oh, it's 3 Reapers, actually. Gonna send a couple units back to deal with that. That's gonna be the right approach here, I think. Now, let's see. He's most likely gonna have one Cyclone at the front, I would guess. See, I'm going to be able to kill that right away. That's really nice. The Cyclone is here, and that's when the Liberator is going to go in. I can see on the minimap he's not moving yet, which is really good news. He's moving now, but the Cyclone is still at the front. Okay, I'm just going to try to buy some time here, move the Liberator a bit to the south so it's harder for him to rotate. All that good stuff, and then I'm going to go in again at the front. Marines I can beat pretty easily. Exactly. So now he moved to the Liberator, and that's when I'm going to go in here and kill as many SCVs as I can. Pretty good start so far. Even forced a turret there, which is really not going to do a whole lot, which is great for me. Now, he still does have that one Cyclone. I do not want Marines to be over here. And now I guess the follow-up plan is going to be... I don't think... Yeah, exactly. Okay. Even without the tank, I didn't think I would be able to fight there, to be honest. So it's good that he scared me off before I would do something crazy. All in all, it's kind of difficult to say how it went. I would say that I didn't kill as many SCVs as I should have when he ran away. That was really an important moment there. So I would classify us as being slightly behind here, which is all right. Now, sadly for me, he positioned his tank very well, which is because if it wasn't here, if like let's say he put it here, I could jump in the base with the Reapers. That's not going to happen this time. Now, I think the standard follow-up for me was to go 2 Ravens and then make Vikings right away. And go for like a 6 Viking, 3 tank-ish timing attack. That was a pretty standard follow-up for me back in the day. Now, it's going to be hard. He already had a Raven, even if he used a bit of energy. Probably snipe that real quick. There we go. That's nice. 3 units are always welcome. It's only Ravens here, so he could theoretically harass me by air. Okay, so he's sieging a tank over there. It's actually a really good bit of info there. That's why you want to try to move your units as much as possible, so you can just get like a little pieces of info. Should I get Stim? I don't think so. I think I'm not in the business here of playing a complete macro game from this. If this game ends up in a macro game, that's fine. I don't really want to force it, though. I would rather try to actually get some serious damage done. I think his 3rd command center is faster than mine. I got 3 tanks now, which is nice. We killed another Marine there. Okay. I mean, just little things that might help me later on. Okay, he's sieging up there. That's good to know, because that did look like his entire army, including the Ravens. I do think I have more Vikings than him, actually. I have 3 interference matrices. So 3 tanks are going to be disabled immediately if I do find him. Let's see, I would guess that he's down here, but I'm going to check up here anyway. Most likely he either attacked me or he rotated to defend his 3rd base. I think he's more... Yeah, exactly. He's a more defensive guy. So he is indeed over there. But he is a little further back than I expected. Meaning that I can go and move forward a little bit. I can try to siege the main base here. That's going to be a pretty nice idea. I'm looking at the minimap to see his movement. I think he realizes that I have more air than him. So he backed off there for a second. Okay, let's see. He might want to try this, but it is going to be a little questionable for him. Let's see, I was gonna drop only turrets, but I decided to drop a couple of matrices there instead. Oh, he's actually trading surprisingly well here. I have 1 tank coming from the back. Yeah, that's actually gonna be a pretty bad trade. I think I might have overestimated my Marine count or something. I'm not quite sure what my brain did wrong. It kind of sounds like I'm trying to defect the blame, like the brain is not a part for me. Now, in my head, I was gonna win that fight, but I didn't. And I'm not quite sure what I saw that made me think I was going to win that fight, I guess. Yeah, maybe we can rewind and check it in the replay later. Now, for now, I really only have one thing on my mind, and that's that I need to survive whatever he's going to throw at me. I have more Vikings than him. That is the only reason that I could potentially defend. I have 1 more Viking than him. That really is not spectacular. Yeah, if I'm going to win this game after that bad of a fight, I'm going to have to camp it out for a long time, I think. Not saying that I'm not going to do anything, but I'm going to have to play very defensive. Take a couple risks here and there. If he moves his army correctly, he should always win here. Because, for example, I don't have enough tanks to cover this and the left side here. So if he moves to the right spot, he's going to be able to kill my gases, do even more damage, stuff like that, right? Obviously, doesn't sound great. Engineering bay is going to finish. I'm going to make a sensor tower with that. He is going to see that I am indeed playing mech. My reputation is to play mech a decent amount in TVT, so that is not going to surprise him too much, I think. I don't really have a good setup for the macro game. Mostly based on the fact that I got my factories very late. Let's see. He is indeed not at home, and... Yeah, okay. Oh, he moved his army correctly. That's annoying. Kind of wish he didn't. Oh, I did get the... No, it doesn't matter. I got the unsiege on time. Oh, no. I can actually escape with that. I thought more tanks would be in range of that. That's pretty nice for me. I'm going to make a liberator. I'm going to pretend to go over here. Then he might unsiege, and then I'll just go back here. I think that is a good idea. Probably trying to find a couple of those. I'm going to get a couple more turrets over here. Just in case. Let's see, where did that tank go? It's pretty deep there. Yeah, the thing is, I just don't want the base in that location. I know you would think it makes sense to take that, but I just don't want to get the base over there. I think it's just too crappy of a spot. Now, what I'm basically trying to do here is just max out. I'm not going to get upgrades anytime soon. Let's see, where... Was that my own Raven? Or my own Viking? Sorry? It must have been, right? Okay, that sucks. Because I was one Viking ahead, so that would be very sad if I'm now exactly even in Vikings. Okay, so here comes Mr. Liberator. He landed his Vikings, interestingly enough. Let's see, he's trying to escape with that. Okay, I'm just going to siege on top of that now. I think my tank should be close enough. He might try to siege on top. I need to make sure to keep a couple of tanks siege on that side. Mostly because... Yeah, exactly, because of that. I figured that's what he would do. Gonna keep my guys over here. I don't think he has a lot of units there, so I can fight this unsieged, I think. It is a little bit of a risky trade, because I am gonna trade tanks for... in a position where I'm gonna need the tanks later, pretty much. Okay, I'm gonna land this now. Gonna start mining from this base, finally. And I mean, we're still behind, for sure. But we have managed to stabilize. He is no longer there. I kind of wish that he would attack me. And I'm not saying that because I think I would survive. But I just think it's my best chance to win. Like, his eco... Is that a misplaced? No, it's fine. I think his eco is so good that if we... Oh, he's actually going to try it. Okay. I kind of like it. There we go. Can I get that last one? Oh, he... Actually, I didn't get it, but the interference matrix a Viking instead of a more useful unit like a tank, so I'm okay with that. This is... Yeah, I'm barely gonna win this fight. I did lose the command center that was building there, unfortunately. Let's see, what do I have left? Was that 4 tanks I saw? It might have been 4 tanks. I know it's a little crazy, but I'm gonna counterattack with this Liberator. What is the next step for me? Rebuilding that command center for sure. I have so many SCVs that my supply looks high. I kind of wished I would have landed my 4th base by now, so I could saturate that instantly. 85 SCVs is exactly how much I want, but I just don't have any space to mine from, which is very painful. Let's see, he might try this again. I got a couple more Liberators on the way, which is nice. He is... Okay, he's upgrading from the armory, which probably means he is already switching to mech. He doesn't have this 4th base, which is quite good information for me. He actually left a spot there by accident. I think it wasn't supposed to be there, but it was. Very nice. He's making Vikings indeed. Then I'm going to go for my 2nd starport. The best play I can make is to get up to Thor's. 100%. Also need a couple more turrets everywhere. I'm going to put a couple more tanks over here so he can't easily... Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think he wants to get in here. What does he have? His army's pretty tiny. I cannot lie. I'm just going to go for a counterattack again. I mean, my army isn't big, but it's strong when I can just sit back. That's basically the idea here. He has 1-1 upgrades. Also not the scariest thing ever. Armory's going to finish as well as the 2nd starport. That's really good news. Still doesn't have this base. He probably has this 4th, by the way. I don't think he doesn't have a 4th at all. That would be kind of crazy. I think I'm going to go for a check, and then I'm going to start building more Vikings. Okay, so I'm going to do something very unusual now, and that is just go straight for air upgrades, because I think the air attack is going to be more meaningful. Exactly, he does have this base. Going to be able to kill a good amount of SCVs here. He does have a lot of Vikings already, which I'm not necessarily excited about seeing. What I'm going to do here is what I wanted to say earlier, which I'm not sure if I did, but that's that I have to go for Thor's. Okay, so he's losing a lot of workers here, guys. That is super good news. Can I make use of the opportunity? That's a whole different question entirely. But I mean, I have so many SCVs, I just have to, you know. I'm going to start building turrets here. I really need these turrets ASAP, by the way. If I can't get these turrets up, then I'm gonna get absolutely cooked by his Vikings. It was a really good distraction, though. Really, really, really good distraction with that little harassment squad that I had of the 2 Liberators and the 4 Hellions. Okay. 5 tanks over here. Hope he doesn't have too many Ravens. That would be unfortunate for me. First 2 Thors are gonna be coming out soon. Gonna get my armor upgrades as well. And even though we have stabilized, I mean, I'm definitely proud of having stabilized. We're not out of the woods just yet, I don't think. Did he have that many medevacs? I don't think he had that many, right? Okay, so he's gonna go over here. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to take the battle, honestly. Oh, we're gonna be able to kill one of those tanks. Oh, that's the wrong one to target, my friend. A little painful. Okay, so we are most likely going to lose this base. Right now, there's not really anything I can do about it. I could maybe try to siege my tanks a little closer. Also gonna make a backup fort command center instantly. That is always a good idea. Let's see. Okay, for a second I thought I lost one of my Thors. That would have been kind of devastating. Let's see. He's fighting against my Thors right now. He doesn't seem to realize it, but that is pretty nice for me. Now, let's see. Do I actually... I think I barely reach, right? Yeah, I do reach. Okay, that is nice. There we go. So we're going to be able to take care of that tank. That is pretty nice. Thors are going to be shooting here. Command center is still alive for now. Yeah, the thing is, those tanks are all so low HP. I would love to be able to just break that, but that is the hard part, of course. Okay. I think we are going to go in here. Need to make sure to... Oh, I was just a little bit too late, actually. This is going to be a painful one, I'm afraid, guys. I don't think we're going to be able to get out of here alive. No, we can't. All right. GG well played will have to be called. And Terran School build number 1 is a fail. And in this case... I want to be realistic here. I do think that the build order itself was actually a fail. It's obviously extremely possible that it's just a skill issue, right? If it's a skill issue, I would say so. This game, I don't think the build really worked out. I didn't feel like I was in a comfortable position. Let's look at the follow-up over here. I had 1 factory in the follow-up. 3rd CC almost done. My opponent had a finished 3rd CC, 2 barracks finished, and 2 E-base on the way already. And if we look at what he has 1 more Raven, and the army size is pretty similar. He was down to Vikings, to be fair. But yeah, I would definitely say we were a little bit behind here. My attack, it could have gone better. I could have killed a couple more SCVs, but I also think it was kind of a nice medium. Like, we did some damage, just not that much. So I think Terran School build number 1, probably not fantastic in this meta. It can definitely work, but this game, it didn't work out. But we still have at least 2 games to play. Let's go. Game number 2 is going to be on Tokamak, and for this game, I'm gonna take one of the more macro-oriented builds. Not necessarily because I feel like it's a better idea, but I just think... Well, I should phrase that differently. I don't think it's necessarily a better build, right? But it's more for the sake of variety in the series that it's a good idea. So you don't want to do 5 one-base aggression attacks in a row, because at some point your opponent's going to have a very easy time countering that. They can alter their build a little bit, and it's not going to be that nice for you. There's also a thing that I can't really explain very well, but if you play against certain builds multiple times in a row, you just start recognizing signs that you don't even know what they are. It's really hard to explain, but if you play, let's say I would play against Cyril's standard ZVT build 10 times in a row, which is to go Hydras into Lurkers, right? It could also be Hydra into Viper, Hydra into Baneling, or Roach into Hydra, whatever. There are just very small things in like specific unit movement and where they position their units, because people practice a build, they do it in a certain way. That just helps you recognize what they're doing so much faster, and you won't even know why. So what I'm trying to say is that if I do the same thing too many times, he's gonna find my, I guess, like cheesy mannerisms or something, and just realize that I'm setting up for an attack. Like it will just start clicking for him, you know? So I kind of want to keep switching it up. So this build was a build that I used in one of my last ESL Master seasons before retiring, which is pretty much a double gas into mine drop, which is extremely uncommon in TVT. And that's why I like it. It's just something that people don't expect, and those builds, they always just... They hit a little harder, you know. If your opponent is a little afraid, and, you know, they don't really want to... Wait, is that a fast expansion? Huh. Well, this guy's not afraid, that's for sure. Okay. No, I see you. That's good to know. He's definitely not someone who's gonna be afraid of going up against my cheese, that is for sure. Okay, so here I'm gonna modify the build already just a bit. The reason is that if he's playing a Reaper... So normally you play 2 Reaper, 1 Hellion, okay? If your opponent plays Reaper Expand, the Hellion has no value. Because the way they defend your stuff is by making a bunker. Hellions, they can get past the bunker, but only on the low ground, right? So it's just really hard to find damage that way. So I can just skip the Hellion and just go with 2 Reapers instead, and that's going to be annoying enough for him. Oh, he went for 2 Reapers himself. Maybe the Juke of the Century? Barely not going to happen. Okay, so he's doing a strange build. Let's see, gas first, or... It's either gas first or he skipped the factory for a bit. I guess either is okay with me. I don't really know if it matters that much, but anyway, I'm gonna make the Hellion. It is a good thing to catch me off guard, though. I don't really see that build very often, so... If at all. So, well done by him. He gets the Reaper, prevents a little bit of damage. I guess because I saw there was only a Reaper and no Marine, I could have known, but I kind of thought that he was just being a little greedy and went for, like, factory plus tech lab or something like this, you know? Let's see, just need to make sure Reaper spot is here. Make sure he doesn't get to jump into my base for free. I could actually put this Widow Mine over here. It's gonna be a nice trap for the Reapers. Not quite sure if he would fall for that, but I mean, he could, right? I would fall for this. Looks kinda cool. In fact, the last game he did jump in with 3 Reapers into my base, so he could totally do that again. Guess we're just gonna have to pay attention to that. Now, I could get unlucky with the timing here, so I'm gonna send my units out a little faster, just to make sure he's not around here, and then I can move out with my medevac a bit more freely. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to have... Should I put this? I'm just gonna put a Hellion in here. I don't even know if this is... I feel like the medevac should be full. I don't think I'm supposed to have 6 Marines yet, so... Yeah, no, this looks alright to me. It looks so weird to put a Hellion inside there, but I mean, I guess that's how the build works, that's how it works. Okay, so he sees my medevac, that's a little unfortunate. I guess it's okay. Like, I don't necessarily want to YOLO in and do a crazy amount of damage right away. Oh, that's painful, but I do have my Cyclone over here. See, his units could probably deal with my Cyclone, so gotta be a little careful over here. Okay, I'm just gonna burrow this here. He does have the Raven, sadly, for me. Just gonna get in here, do some pretty serious damage, actually. Okay, this is nice. Look at this. The build, guys. That's what I'm talking about. I need to get the interference matrix. Can I get out of here? Probably. It's very risky what I just did. Yeah, dude, please, do not try it. Oh my god, my heart. do not try that at home, please, guy. Oh my goodness. I'm actually scared of bringing it back home. I think this might be a smart scenario to just AFK it in the corner for a little bit. If I was him, I would click here with my Cyclone, for example. And then there's a good chance that he finds it. If he finds it here, then yeah, I mean, what more could I have done, right? So we're just gonna leave it at that. Gonna go for triple Raven. Yeah, that looks okay. I would have preferred to just play 2 Raven, but as you can see, my Matrix upgrades seem to have been a little delayed. That's a bit unfortunate to lose the Reaper just like that. I don't know if I want to bring the medevac back. Like, really, I wouldn't be surprised if his Cyclone is just freaking chilling there, you know? That scares me. Okay, we're gonna go for the single engineering bay. I'm hiding it a little bit because... if he scans single eBay, it's obvious that I'm gonna play mech, basically. Because if you play bio in TVT, at least you would always have a double engineering bay. Gonna make double factory right away. Got my triple Raven. Now, even though my position in this game is definitely better than the last one, there's absolutely no doubt about that, I don't have as much map control, or at least it feels like it, so I need to be very careful for attacks. I'm gonna spread a couple Marines around the map. Land my base over there. Did I get a turret yet here? I did not. Let me get that right now. And now I'm gonna try to bring my medevac home. It's actually interesting that he scans. I wonder if he scans like normally or if he scans because it's me. Because mech is very unpopular in TVT. The only reason you scan there is to see if it's mech or bio, because there's nothing else to react to, simply put. So he's probably doing that specifically for me. I'm honored. Feels good that I'm so threatening that he scanned specifically for me. I like it. Oh, that's going to be a little painful, actually. Yeah, I don't want to... I guess I can run my SCVs away because it's only 2 Hellions. They don't kill the SCVs that fast. That's pretty good in the end, right? Can't really complain about that too much. That feels okay. Medevac came back home. Let me repair that. Gonna scan out here. Looks like his army is still home. Yeah. Oh, actually, in the end, we did lose about 7 SCVs or so. That is really not bad by him. I think what we're gonna do is do a pretty simple maneuver here. And that maneuver is going to be attack at the front while dropping somewhere else. Pretty much the easiest way to actually kill someone in a game of StarCraft. If it works. It can also totally fail, of course. So, he did scan me. I think in moments like this, it's the best to just be decisive, because if I like wait in the middle and go back and forth and he is just going straight for my base, I think he just has a big advantage there. So we're going to want to be decisive over here. Let's see. Gonna siege 2 of my tanks a little early. I don't know how many air units he has, so that is the scariest part here. There's a drop over here. Ooh, that drop is gonna hurt very, very bad. So I'm just gonna drop over here and then send my guys back. Oh, I can't run here. That is annoying. Quite painful, actually. Here, I'm just gonna do an interference matrix on that so he can't fly away. Actually got a couple of units with this. Or a couple of workers with that. In the end, not ideal. Also not so bad, because I killed a lot of his stuff, and now I'm gonna go across again. I am learning a lot from his about his anti-mech play so far. He does like to... He kind of plays in the middle a little bit, I would say. Like, he doesn't go full aggro. He also doesn't just sit back and chill. That is definitely good. Wait, he didn't... How did he not kill that? He must have forgotten that it existed. Okay, that looks like a counter-attack to me. Let's see. Can I go in there? Maybe. Oh, that's... Oh, I think he thought I was actually going for it. That is a very strange misrally by me. Definitely my bad. Got another one over there. I'm getting a little bit of damage done here. Gonna start building turrets, because he might be going for a counter-attack as well. Let's see. Looks like he... What was that? He doesn't have medevacs, right? So why would his air army be here? I am not quite sure, actually. Let's see. Wait, there's only... Oh, dude, for a second I thought there were only 2 tanks left there. That is pretty painful. I can't lie. I think the Ravens are hiding somewhere. I just don't know where, annoyingly enough. See 2 medevacs over there. Oh, I found them. Exactly, that is perfect. There we go. Can I get something done over here? Probably barely not. I would love to reinforce my stuff right now. Sadly, that is the hardest part about all this. Let's see, can I find the Ravens? I know he wants to go for like an interference, a bunch of matrices with the dive. So that is what's scaring me. Let's see. I could siege those units over here too. This is actually a pretty nice siege. Look at this. Oh yes, that's beautiful. There we go. Decent amount of units getting caught there. He does catch those Vikings. Let's see. These liberators are going to be very useful there. And he still has matrices. Oh, I actually found them. Holy. Yeah, I'll just drop a couple turrets over here because that's really annoying. And I'm going to go here because he might drop on top of my tanks, which I really don't want. Okay. I think he's probably going for a big counterattack on the top side, if I had to guess. Could be wrong, but that's kind of what it's looking like. Let's see. Oh yeah, exactly he is. That's what I thought. Okay, getting a lot of damage on with those tanks. Really good SCV pull there by me. Look at this tank go. Oh my goodness, that tank is popping the frick off. Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be a good enough defense here for the most part. Let's see. I don't know how much he has over here. Oh, I can actually just siege those perfectly fine. No worries whatsoever. Gonna kill another tank there, I believe. There we go. Gonna siege on top of that. There's more units over there. I don't know where the rest of the stuff is. Oh, I need to rebuild that. It's gonna be hard to... It's going to be hard to expand without doing that. Okay, so it's going to go now. I think it's a good time to just land the homies over here. These units are going to do a great job at clearing out all of these SCVs. He's really not going to be excited about this one, as you can tell. Gonna lose a lot of workers there. He did manage to drop a... or actually just run by, I guess, a couple of his homies. I got enough units over here. He's gonna try to drop on top. That is not going to work, I'm afraid, for him. Oh, I don't want to click all of these back. That's definitely a little bit of a mistake. Viking's gonna be able to take care of this. Marauders don't kill those units very fast, so we're totally fine. Can I get those ravens? Barely not, it looks like. I can siege over here, though, which is pretty nice. See, I'm just gonna try and... Oh, he's gonna try to go for it, okay. I don't think it's gonna... Actually, these tanks are a little far out of position. Yeah, that's my bad, for sure. Those tanks should have been better placed. I think that would have been a pretty decent trade otherwise. I mean, honestly, we're still in a fine position anyway. But if those tanks were a little closer, that would have been definitely preferred. Oh, I should make some Thors, actually. I don't know why I'm not making Thors yet. Definitely making a couple of beauty errors here. Luckily for me, nothing too bad. But they do exist. So, skill issue, you know? Maybe that's what I should be blaming it on if I lose, honestly. I should be telling you guys my builds are perfect. I'm crazy for telling you guys that last game the build didn't work. Oh my goodness. Who's gonna watch my videos now, guys? That's... Man. Marketing, not my specialty, as you guys can tell. So upgrade's not that great. Only 1-1. That is relieving. Let's say that. Sometimes you can get into those games where it's very scrappy and you're like, okay, I'm kind of popping off here, but then you realize that, oh, did I just F2 those? I completely... Sometimes it happens when I talk that I just don't look at the minimap for too long and then I forget that I have units out there somewhere. Ooh, that is a rough timing for me. Okay, yeah. That's a little painful. I really wanted to get that base set up. I guess it's not going to happen. I do not have enough air units here to contest whatever his Viking count is. I do have... no. I was going to say, I do have a lot of helis to kill his stuff with, and then I wanted to say, wait, maybe I can even kill his tanks. The answer was no, I could not. Now, this base is very nice for me. I'm a little spread on the map. I don't necessarily have a great position. Like, I kind of hoped he would have walked into my units in the middle of the map already. Kind of annoyed at him that he didn't, actually. The disrespect on this guy. It's just crazy. Let's see, he's still on 1-1. Okay, so he definitely was spread a little thin by... Ooh. Okay. I think we're about to catch a massive win here. Kind of depends, really. Let's see. Yeah, this is going to be an absolutely massive win for sure. I did abandon this post entirely. That's a bit of a mistake by me. Not gonna lie, I was convinced that I had tanks siege there. Ooh, and now I'm gonna lose my Thors as well. Actually, these Thors are doing perfectly fine, honestly. Well, at least I still lost them, but they did better than I thought they would. But that was a bit of a poor series of events for me, for sure. And those Marauders are not gonna die to my Thors. I think it's a good time for me to just go in here and really try to make something happen. It's a lot of... Yeah, really just Hellbat. It's a very small army, honestly. It's just mass Hellbat, basically. It's not the best army of ever. Let's see. It's annoying. These Marauders are annoying me because they're so low HP, but because they pack such a punch, they kind of can kill the Thor still in time. Let's see. Gonna hotkey my tanks over here. Send these guys here. Gonna siege. Yeah, the thing is, the Hellbats are really good against Marauders because the Marauders don't kill them very fast. I don't think... One big hit off, pretty decent. Not the biggest set of hits ever. Let's see, this is 2 Thors. I really need to get some tanks in here. This saturation is definitely too much. I guess at this point I should just be retaking this base already. Wait. Okay, my upgrade's almost finished. If I get +2 armor, my Thors are going to be extremely hard to kill for him. That's one really nice thing about mech against bio. If you ever... It doesn't really happen very often. If you ever get ahead in upgrades, your army is going to be mega. Can barely not reach that. It's a little pain. Let's see. Oh, he came with the flank. Those were the 7 low HP Marauders that he sent earlier. And I think... I don't want to get overconfident here. I think we're about to go for the death push. Unless he has a particularly big army on the map that I missed. I can just block that for a little bit, because why not? Might as well be as annoying as possible. That's going to be a planetary now. SCV count is at 70. He's going to go for a bit of a desperate counterattack. Honestly, very good idea. That is pretty much the best thing that he could have done, I think. I'm going to have to defend the main base here. Try to make sure I don't lose too much to taking a lot of time, basically. Let's see. He might try to drop on top of this. It's a bit scary to do that against SCVs. Okay, there we go. He's going to... Oh, okay. That was painful, I think. Yeah, that looked very painful for me. Might actually have to go back here. He didn't click that tank for a while, so... Let's see, is he going to try to go for it? He kind of was thinking about it for a little bit, looked like. Okay, I'm going to unseat. Yeah, I'm going to go back here. Because I think it would be a legendary way to lose if I didn't, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, that... How did that tank not shoot? Come on, that was a scam. You guys saw it, right? That was a scam. Hey, I did get it in the end. Very nice. Might as well saturate this base. Now I'm down to 45 SCVs, which all of a sudden is really not so great anymore. Well, can I catch those? I wish I could. He's going to see that I have the planetary, and he will type GG, even though he was up in supply. I mean, to be honest, I was winning this game. If I was him, I would have played this game out just because I must have been way further ahead at some point. And this game, I would say it was the opposite of the first game, because here, the build 100% worked, but we just suffered from a major skill issue. But we still won. So I guess winning when you have a skill issue, that's pretty good news. I'm sure if we go back here, we were winning pretty massively, especially after the big fight. Let's see. 2-2. Well, it was about to finish, right? He started 2-2 at some point. Okay, so it was finished by the end, I think. 140 seconds. Yeah, it was finished by the end. So it was 2-2 against 2-2. His income was better than mine for now. Actually, maybe I wasn't that far ahead at this point. I'm sure I was far ahead at some point, though. Yeah, this already looks a lot better, right? 150 against 135. Mech is more valuable supply than bio. Definitely not playing my best StarCraft here, but I feel like I can still kind of distinguish which builds work and which don't. The last build definitely didn't work. This build definitely worked. I feel like this build put me in a comfortable position. I had everything I needed to win. And yeah, I mean, for me personally, I always felt like if I play poorly and still win, the build is pretty good. Counts for this game too. The score is 1-1. Still 2 or 3 games left to go. Game number 3 is going to be on Ultra Love. Now, the last game... It was a little exhausting for me, as you can imagine, having to try hard against a fast Terran, dropping me everywhere while doing a specific challenge and talking all the time. Gets a little tiring. So now I'm gonna do the build from one of my favorite video titles ever, which was How to Win TVT Without Brain Cells. That's because I don't have any left, okay? That's what I'm gonna do right now. Basically, a greedy cheese. For you guys that don't know what that means, it's actually pretty common. So if you do a cheese build, you want it to hit as hard as possible. If you're, let's say you're gonna do a, what's a good example of this? This build really is the best example, so maybe I'll just let it play out. So why it's greedy is because I need to cut corners. I can't SCV scout stuff like that, just so I have enough money, so the build can actually hit hard. So this is a bit of a greedy cheese. If my opponent does something aggressive before my aggression, I'm probably gonna die. So, yeah, I mean, that's what it is. To be honest, I do think this is a pretty well-calculated risk. Baby Marine does not strike me as a cheeser. If anything, he has done pretty normal macro openings, one more aggressive than the other. And that's kind of what I'm expecting again, so we're not going to scout here. If you play this build, if he were to cheese me right now, I would probably die to it. You just have to admit that. This is one of those kind of builds where if you would copy this build on the ladder, depending on how often you get cheesed, you might want to switch over and actually do the SCV scout and just have it hit a bit later, because losing to a proxy reaper for free without any resistance just because you didn't scout, it feels a little painful. Now here, it doesn't look like he is proxy reapering me, because that is a very properly timed SCV scout. If he is proxy reapering me, then he faked that very, very well. So good job to him. Now, this is not just the only greedy part. If he attacks me with a Reaper and an SCV, I am not going to have a Marine or a second Reaper. Meaning that I have to win that fight, or I'm basically cooked. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a bit of a tricky one. Because first of all, I'm going to look around my base, see if there's any obvious proxy Reaper locations. Doesn't appear to be on this side. I think the best course of action here actually is to either just pay attention to my Reaper very, very closely, or keep it next to my command center, so I also have an SCV to use, right, for the fight. Now, there is another part of playing Reaper Expand that is a little scary. It's that if you play Hellions, like me, they are gonna have 2 Reapers at an annoying time, okay? So I'm gonna need to do a little bit of dancing to avoid losing too much to the first 2 Reapers. This usually is okay, but it's a little tricky sometimes. Okay, so I think this build, I'm supposed to go to 25 SCVs. 24, maybe 2. Okay, so here he is. He cannot actually commit here. This is gonna be a really... Yeah, okay, this is so good. Perfect, there we go. He's gonna lose both Reapers, I think. It's gonna be a close one on this one. Barely not. Okay, so he's gonna survive with that one. He did see the tech lab, but it doesn't necessarily have to mean anything yet. Okay, he saw the tech lab, but I could also be switching over, so that's something to keep in mind. He does still have 1 Reaper alive, though. Now, you absolutely cannot let him scout this, because then you're going to be in trouble. I still haven't made SCVs, by the way. I'm still on 25 over here, because, as you can see, I just can't afford any SCVs. So yeah, this is why I didn't want to scout. Imagine if I scouted, I just have no money whatsoever. It's just, I'm just absolutely broke, right? Just nothing you can do. And now I think I can resume SCV production. Now what I want to do here is make sure that his Reaper does not see the medevac. So I'm gonna just kind of move out my units in front of me. And I'm gonna make a Liberator as well. You can make more Marauders behind this, but I think I will not. Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip the extra Marauders here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to drop on top of the Cyclone, basically. That is the idea. There's no Cyclone to be found here. It's gonna be a very nice initiation of this fight, because those Marines were very stacked, and we're gonna get a lot of stuff done over here. Here we go. Let's see. Does he have a tank? It is indeed a tank. The tank is killable, so I'm just gonna go for it, because Marauders kill tanks pretty fast. There we go. Gotta make sure we actually do get it, and we are gonna get a lot of damage on here. He's making... Okay, that's a little scary. I'm gonna get my starport over on the tech lab. Or sorry, on the reactor, because he's also making reactor stuff. Okay, this is gonna hurt pretty bad, I can't lie. Why is it... Oh, that took a while, huh? Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to mine from that for a while. Let's see if I can kill even more SCVs. The nice part for me is that I have this Marauder. It's pretty good against Vikings, so he has to kill it first, which is gonna allow me to kill more SCVs. Now, that Liberator was unexpected and very, very painful, and it might have brought him back into the game entirely. It's hard to tell. I don't know, actually. To be honest, I don't know. I think we should be... Wait, how did he... Please. Oh, that's another skill issue. I can't lie, guys. I mean, you guys know it. You guys have seen me play better. I don't think I have to say that, but... It's, yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Okay. Oh, Liberator. I really didn't expect the Liberator. Normally what you'll play against is like a Raven auto turret, for example, as a RAS, which you just kind of run away and that's it, right? That Liberator did do a lot of work. I need my Cyclone at the front. I'm pretty sure I saw... Oh, this is so nice for me. Yes, okay. That's awesome. Yeah, GG is called. Okay, let's see. Oh, 33 supply, yeah. 16 SCVs up. And the 3rd command center already on the way. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So that Liberator was freaking crazy. How did that kill? 10 workers killed with just the Lib. Yeah, 10 workers killed and all the mining time was gone and we were still massively ahead. Yeah, this build, honestly, I knew this build had a good chance of working. By no means it would have been like 100% or something. But this build is just a timeless one. With this cheese, you can beat any Terran in the world. I've beaten Clem with it many times. World champion Terran. It's just an extremely strong cheese. And it's kind of hard to scout as well, because the Hellions deny the Reapers. And then even if you saw the tech lab, you didn't know what it's for. So the only way you can scout it is by seeing a Marauder or somehow getting your Reaper in through the opponent's Reaper and the Hellions and seeing the tech lab, the barracks, making a research, right? So it's hard to scout, hits very hard, and it's just an incredibly strong build. My follow-up to this would have been a bit cleaner, but I got scared by the double starport. I was like, oh crap, maybe I need to rush Vikings out. Made it a little hectic, but in the end, very, very strong. Happy that I can relax a little bit with a quick dub. Now, if we win one more, we can close it out. Let's do our best. All right, game 4 is on... I used to think this was called like Persephone, but I heard someone say Persephone, so that person probably knows how to pronounce it better than me, so I'm going to call it Persephone. Now, I have a couple of options. I am a little wary because the build I wanted to go for was one of my most legendary TVT builds ever, the Toxic build. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically going for battle cruisers and hiding them, and then when your opponent moves out, you teleport them all in his base at once. I'm just afraid that the map is a little too direct. So, for example, a drop wouldn't even cross a ground unit path. It can just go directly to my base. And drops are kind of the counter to that. So far, he hasn't done it yet. I think we're just going to go for it, you know. We're going to do a good old Toxic build, because why not? Now, Toxic build pretty much falls into the category of greedy cheeses as well. It's actually pretty funny. Because I have the Terran school videos, right? You would think that I know the builds they just come naturally to me. But honestly, most of the builds, I don't remember how to do them exactly. So before doing this video, I actually skipped through all the videos again to see like if there was any details I was missing. And this build, the way I did it in the video, is incredibly greedy, okay? It was just... I had like no units for the longest time. In fact, based on how I did it in the video, I would only do it that way if my opponent went for a 1-gas expansion. Otherwise, there's just no way. Like, it was kind of disgusting, really. If I lost to that amount of greed because I assumed my opponent was normal, then I would be a little bit upset. But I guess that is what it is, part of the build. Now, let's see, is there an SCV hiding here for a Reaper expand? There is not. He also hasn't scouted me yet. Okay, look, that's a factory, right? Yeah, just checking to make sure. Did he actually go scoutless here, guys? That would be a little surprising. It's very possible, but it would be a little surprising. I think the build is to go 2 Reaper, Starport before factory unit, which is a bit unusual. 1 Hellion, then Fusion Core. And then after the Fusion Core, you make your first Cyclone. So you legitimately don't have any real deep... Like, if my opponent would go for like a 5-unit attack, we would already be in a little bit of trouble. So I think that shows just how greedy it is. I think we might have to modify that a little bit. No. Okay, I'll make the factory unit before the starport. I was considering going for an instant tech lab. Mostly because I could get a Cyclone out fast. And Cyclones are... They're kind of number beaters, you know? So... Normally, like if it's Reaper against Reaper, you can do some micro, but if the guy has 5 Reapers and you have 3, it's gonna kill your 3 Reapers. But Cyclones can kind of kill units from long distance and that way make up in value. But if I make a Cyclone that early, it's too much. Okay, this is okay with me. I kind of dig this. So I was gonna trade 2 Reapers for... Okay, 4 SCVs is 1 too many. I was gonna say 3. Yeah, that's a good trade by him. I guess the Reaper cliff was a little deeper than I had anticipated. Okay, it's not a great start, I'll be honest. That is not the best trade for me ever. But maybe now... Okay, we're just gonna have to greet it at this point. Like, I do not want to make another unit here. I'll make 2 Marines and skip the Cyclone. I think that's what I'll do. If I make new unit, if he made 1 more Reaper, then we just die infinitely to the 1 Reaper, which is annoying. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so he put all the SCVs in his main base. That is smart. Gonna take the 3rd gas over here. Main base is saturated again. Yeah. I would say definitely slightly behind here. That's kind of how TVT works. It's pretty difficult. You really can't afford any losses of units. It's very, very painful. Kind of surprised he's chasing me here, I have to say. Is the Cyclone... Oh, the Cyclone is behind there. Huh. I would guess he's making another Cyclone then. Were those... No! Oh, that... What? I clicked like here! Okay, that is messed up. Unless I misclicked worse than I thought, that is messed up. I thought I clicked like right here, which you obviously can't even go to. And my units were just like... And just ran into their death. That is so god. Okay, yeah, definitely a little bit of a tragedy so far this game. Yeah, I think this build, it's... I'm not going to be able to win with the toxic build as it is usually executed. I'm going to be able to win with the first teleport. It's going to finish in 30 seconds. His entire army is going to be here soon, I think. I don't think he just sent a Hellion. This, at least the Cyclone should be there too. And then we can teleport into his base directly. I think that is... that's the way. I don't think we're going to be winning this game any other way, to be honest. But, I mean, hopefully I'm wrong. I guess we'll see. Okay, I mean, if he's not here... Oh! No, the timing... Please run out! Stop! Go away! Go away! Did he see that? I don't know if he saw it. I'll be honest. We're just gonna have to take the risk. Like, he's not here, so I can't teleport across the map. We're just... yeah, we're just gonna have to take the risk. I know it looks dumb, but this is just what we have to do, you know? It is what it is. We're actually gonna make a bunker. Bunkers are weird in TVT, but I guess... He's gonna see the bunker and be like, what's wrong with this guy? I think he can probably understand that I'm afraid to die, considering how this game has gone so far. Could I win with this build even... Dude, does that BC look bigger than normal because it's in that area, or does it just seem that way? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe BCs are just massive Giga Chads, who knows? I'm gonna make another bunker. Let's see. Okay, Cyclone at home. Yeah. Cyclone in his main base. Double Viking production. He is going for 3 racks, which is really not that... Oh, wait, it's time. Okay. It is time. Here we go. Okay. Well, this is where the fun begins. Oh, the Cyclone's not paying attention. That is massive news. Yes, we're going to be able to kill that. That's great. Okay. Oh, this is an SCV pull moment over here. He was not paying attention. He's going to bring the Ravens back now for sure. At least that's what I would expect. VCs are going to absolutely pop off. I mean, it's really funny that it's the actual strategy that I was planning to do. I didn't think he was going to attack me anymore at some point, but he was still attacking me. There are the interference matrices. He's going to lose those tanks. Let me just try to surround him. That is a pretty nice surround. Third CC is finished as well. We killed a lot of workers. That's a heal. Oh, that's a healing shrine. The new mechanic that hasn't really showed yet. It's going to go for another disable. And okay, I mean... Wait, is there still a tank there? No, right? No, okay. Just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to lose my Cyclone to that. Yeah. If you guys know what's going on, tell me. You know, it's hard to say. I think I'm going to go for Cyclones here. Just because he has a very overwhelming amount of air units. I think I killed every single tank, which is nice. I should probably fill that bunker, right? Yeah, I think filling the bunker is the best idea. Cyclones are gonna be nice. This base is pretty... I mean, our eco should definitely be a little better than his. No doubt about it. Cyclone's gonna finish. I guess we're gonna go for another factory over here. It's actually a really nasty tank spot, by the way. Just for full clarity, these maps are mostly new. And they were played in tournaments before, but I didn't play them. So a lot of these maps I actually haven't played on before. Or like once or something, you know? Let's see, he's not here. So, for example, I forgot about the healing shrine. This is a freaking healing shrine on the map. Which is pretty cool, honestly. But still, not something you see every day. 2 BCs is okay. Yeah, we're going to play it this way. 2 BCs, we're going to make Cyclones. That is... Ooh, dude, for a second I thought I got one shot because there was no vision there. Let's see, can I find a unit? I wish I would be able to find a unit. Let's see, I'm going to make a couple turrets. Just because his air army was so overwhelming. I think that is fair. I'm going to play this very weirdly. I'm going to go into Cyclone Widowmine pretty much. Okay, so now he knows I'm playing mech. He sees I have a third base, but his air army is not there. Okay, he landed too. The fun is over. But fun was had, and that's important. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put Widowmines at annoying locations. That's the best thing I can do. He now sees that I have a lot of stuff. He's still not moving across the map. Okay. That is good news for me. I think I saw a move. Okay, this is a little bit of deep StarCraft theory here. I saw his army move towards the side on the minimap, implying that he used the all army hotkey for a second. You can kind of see when people use the all army hotkey for a second and just kind of readjust. So that's why I figured he was probably going to be moving out there. I gotta make sure that we stay in a good place with those Cyclones. These Marines are actually going to do some damage. Let's see. He does have upgrades, but he's pretty new at them. Like, the upgrades are not massive. If he somehow passed me, then we're kind of screwed. That would be kind of insane if that happened, but possible. Okay, here we go. Probably going to be a little surprised that I have the Cyclone upgrade. Oh, good micro by him there. Really not bad. I'm almost... Well, almost maxed is not true. But I am approaching max, which is very good news. Let's see, is he moving out yet? He is moving out now. I feel like he's really scared with the Vikings because he suspects that I have more BCs. Which I do. So he's right to suspect it. Let's see, we're going to be able to kill that. There's a couple units over here. Let's see if we can force a stim. Would be nice. Not going to happen, sadly. Okay, what army do I make to win out this game? It is not an easy question, guys. It really is not. Like, we're in a tricky situation where we're probably ahead by some metrics, but generally speaking, probably not. Like, I think he just had... Like, he's in a good position. I just have more stuff. That's basically what it feels like. He does have the shells now, which means I need to be a little more wise about retreating to my Widow Mines. Those Widow Mines are going to be pretty good already. It's going to be 2 Marauders killed for 2 Widow Mines. That's actually a good trade. It's kind of crazy that is, but it's true. Yeah, I need a 4th command center. Let's see. He sees all my... He's getting annoyed by my Widow Mines, I'm sure. Widow Mines are very annoying to go up against when you're not used to it. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to put these in the flank. Could do a serious amount of work. They do have drilling claws. Let me just make... I'll just make command centers in 2 different spots. I think that is the smartest thing I can do. He tried to... That's actually pretty cute. He tried to save it. Okay, we killed a medevac over there, which is nice. Anything to make his bio a little worse is something that we're happy with, of course. What upgrades do I really... What do I get? I don't actually know what I want. Guess we'll figure it out later. I think we've had a pretty good read on him here, actually. Because it seems like he went to the late game a little too fast. And then I'm making like... Oh, I need to remake that barracks. He went to the late game a little fast. And then we were able to make units that are just fast and can abuse those slow Terran units. 90 SCVs, a couple too many, but not too bad, actually. Let's see. Okay, we're going to be able to kill that Marauder. That's another dub for me. Really needed another armory already a while ago. Probably can use a couple more starports too at this point. Okay, I'm just going to fall back here. My composition here is extremely weird off the back of this. Yeah, I gotta be really careful about how I handle this. I think I need more random turrets and stuff. I'm gonna put you over there. Okay, I'm gonna teleport these guys in the base. Because that's where they can do the most damage. There we go. It's gonna be very nice, actually. Gonna be so many SCVs killed. I'm gonna lose the BCs, but it's fine with me, you know. Maybe I can actually use the opportunity to sneak a couple cars around. They're so good. I freaking love BCs, man. They're awesome. Yeah, he did see me over there. He didn't matrix the other one, which is nice for me. It's possible that he already moved over. That would be painful, but it is what it is. I mean, it's probably planetary, but I guess we'll see, you know. Oh, he actually came back. But then it doesn't matter what it is, I guess. Let's see. We're going to be able to do a lot of damage over here. That's nice. You can't really use your tanks or your SCVs against it because your tanks will just do splash damage. See. He's not here yet. That surprises me, I have to say. Gonna burrow you over there. Get a couple more tanks in position. He does have the Ravens are really annoying, you know. Just gotta stay active. That's really all I gotta do with my units, I think. See, maybe even some more starports at this point would be nice. Where are the... Oh, these are here. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Get you over here. Yeah, this is it's a really crazy game strategically. Like, just insane, actually. Even for my standards. That is a Raven! Wait, those are the Widow ones that I buried there like 15 years ago. Right? Yeah, actually, oh, that's sick. Look at that, guys. Value. Tell me I can't see into the future. Oh my goodness. one factory here. I kind of thought I queued a couple more than that, but it's okay. A couple more turrets. Let's get third range as well. And then we're gonna move across the map a little bit. I'm gonna be able to get a couple tanks here. Maybe he already... It's kind of weird, actually, to abandon tanks like that. Should I look for something behind that? I don't think so. Oh, here are the SCVs. I knew... I did have 90. Okay. Oh, I want the medevac. Oh, that was good targeting. I like that. Okay. It's gonna go for the planetary. Planetaries are pretty tanky. Don't think you necessarily want to mess with that. Let's see. I guess I can cut him off and fight that. Make a couple more command centers since this is an annoying area to go up against. There we go. It's actually pretty funny that the Marines here are legitimately pretty useful. Somehow. The speed zones are kind of hilarious. I have to admit. That's pretty funny. Freaking fast marauders stimming into my cyclones is... yeah, I mean, it's quite something, that's for sure. He has really good upgrades. There's a tank over here that I want. I'll take that very gladly, actually. Here we go. It's gonna die pretty easily. And then... Oh, can I kill that? Probably. If I get like... Yeah, that's nice. There we go. Oh. His air army might be... pretty close here, so we got to be careful. Oh, he actually sees that. Oh, nice! We got the Raven before he got the Matrixes off. That is beautiful. We're actually gonna get Liberator range here. It's not an upgrade I would normally eye for, but here I think it's going to be working out. It's not actually that many tanks I have over here. Oh, I have... let's see. I need to send a couple more dudes over there. Also a good option to go for BCs again at some point, by the way. Definitely a good option. Stim the Marines, bro. How dare you? Okay, that's so annoying by me, actually. The Cyclone lock-ons always just give such a like, nah feel, you know? Just brutal. Okay, so he has the base on the left side. That is not a particular surprise, I would say. Gonna get building armor as well. It's gonna make my planetaries a lot beefier and stuff. Okay, I should be able to save that one. Barely not, actually. Okay, let's see. I do not really want to fight against that. If he wants to fight me, I'm down with it, but... Let's see. Okay, yeah, we're not gonna do that. I'll just take the free shots. There's some pretty nice free shots, actually, so... Okay, he's doing something. I just don't exactly know what it is. That really doesn't sound like rocket science now I think about it, but he is definitely doing... Like, I feel like he's going either for mass ravens or something along those lines, you know? That's kind of what I was intending to say. Let's see. Did he just go for a massive drop or something? Huh. That's a little bit suspicious, isn't it? Where did all of his stuff just go? Okay, I want some more turrets and stuff over here. I think that'll be nice. I think you might be going for like a massive surround or something. In fact, that's most likely what he's doing, really. Oh, that's... yeah, so mass Vikings it is. Just pure mass Vikings. Okay. Let's see. He has decent upgrades on them. Same as me, I think, for the area. Same as me. Okay, I'm just gonna try to take this base now. I do have a couple more Liberators showing up, so that's pretty comfortable for me. There we go. I also have just more than enough lips to kill his air army. Are you guys ready for this? This is gonna be hype. Look, the Liberators do so much damage here when they're in a clump. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. I needed like a couple more for that to be truly epic, but it definitely worked out anyway. Okay. I also have these Widow Mines that are incredibly useful. See? Oh, I can just seize a Liberator over there too. Look at that. Poor Bio. It's getting freaking bullied. I am still kind of wary of just something showing up. Like, I don't know what it is, but really just something showing up scares me. I feel like he should have had more than what he's had for the recent times, if that makes sense. That is... Oh, it is gonna die. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my Thor for this. Does the Thor win that? Barely, I think. Yeah, it does barely win. Perfect. Okay. Can I hit that other one? I'm just gonna kill it with the Vikings over here. There we go. Gonna make 1 million more Liberators. That on siege timing was a little painful. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna try to kite my way out so I can save a majority of the units. He loses a lot as well. I think I'm gonna go back to fast stuff now. I think fast stuff would be... yeah, pretty much the most simple way to go about it, I would say. Okay, gonna get that extra air upgrade. My supply is, well, 176. Bank is decent, but it's also not complete, right? Like, it's less than 1,000 gas. So it's not the biggest bank ever. It's not even the craziest idea to straight up go mass widow mines. Or, like, in fact, there's a lot of options here. Mass widow mines, mass BCs. There really is a lot of choice. Now, all these bases are PFs. I mean, his base on his side of the map is literally my next base. So, you know, what am I supposed to do about it? I'm gonna have to go and take it, I guess. Widow mines do a good amount of work. This really is mostly Hellions. Which is a pretty dumb army, but... I guess it is what it is. Can make them Hellbats. Okay. My army is like... what? Oh, please, come here. Yes, yes. Where are you going? Where are you going? Okay, that is a beauty, guys. Come on. The Liberator sieging everywhere. GG is called. And we have crushed him in his final game. And there we go. Okay, that was actual just perfect art there. Look at the splash damage on those. Look at the supply. I don't know how much he lost. At least 30 supply there, I think, from the start. Maybe even more. But there you go. The toxic build still works. And in this game, it actually looked pretty good because... I don't know if you guys remember, but we lost the 4 units instantly. It was just not a good start at all. I think I lost another unit. I know I lost my... so I lost 4 SCVs, then I lost the 2 Reapers. I think my Cyclone did stay alive, which was a saving grace. Well, besides that, I just waited for him to attack me. He did. I teleported the BCs. He had all the answers, but it still worked. And there you go. I feel like every build today... still look pretty strong. I think the Marauder drop build, definitely the strongest. And then this one and the Widowmine drop build, probably on a shared second place. And the worst one, sadly, but perhaps expectedly, is my first ever Terran School on TVT. The Transcendent build, aka the Chinese build. Couldn't get it done. But besides that, Terran School builds look very strong. And I just won 150 bucks. Which begs the question... why don't you guys just play like me and just win money, you know? All you gotta do is watch it. No, just kidding. But the Terran School still works, so that's good news. And I'm pretty tired, honestly, so that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this show match, a little experiment with my good old educational video builds. If you did enjoy it, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all for the next video. Adios.